Ready to get this game started. Here's Evan McPherson. And away we go from East Rutherford. This one's fielded at the 4-yard line. This return makes it up to the 25. So their offense out now to get this game started. It's 1st and 10. First play of the drive. Here's Walker. And he's up to the 35-yard line as they reel him in. They come through with a nice gain there. Gain of 10, first down.
You know, the elite running backs in this league, they don't just see what's right in front of them. You set up big runs like this because they see what's behind them. That's called extraordinary vision and extra yards.
They go play action on first. It's incomplete to Kenneth Walker. And he's out of bounds just past, looks like, the 40-yard line.
That is a textbook first down completion. Sets up second and very manageable and creates space to take that shot downfield.
After a good pickup, they've got 2nd and 4. Running left, here's Walker. And he'll pick up enough to move the chains.
Well, looky here. You don't even have to worry now about a 3rd down call as that run moves the sticks. Now that call you had ready, though, you can recycle it. Save it for later for that next 3rd down coming.
First down, and they go right back to him. And he'll be met near the line to limit the gain to a yard. Kirby Joseph up for the stop. Only gets a yard there to make it 2nd and 9. Looking to the air here. That's a catch. Jackson Smith-Njigba. And they're going to bring him down at the 36. He picks up 15 on the play. And it sets up Seattle with first down.
That's just great instincts. Go air it out on 2nd down rather than just play conservative and run it. They hit a weak point in the coverage and don't need to worry about 3rd down at all.
Play action on first down. Finds a man right side. And they haul him down just a foot or two shy of the red zone. That play gains 15 and it moves the sticks. He brings the offense up now for a 1st and 10. Handoff running left, Walker. And they've got him behind the line for a big loss.
Well, he was supposed to be the one who chipped away a few and got a new set of downs started right in rhythm. Instead, he's now forced to pick himself from behind the line thanks to a great effort defensively.
2nd and 13. Has it at the 7. It's a Seattle touchdown. What an outstanding opening series, partner. They just wore down that defense as they marched their way to the end zone.
Yeah, it took a whole bunch of that opening script to find a touchdown, but it showed just how well designed that script was. It was the right sequence of plays to keep that ball moving and find the end zone, while getting your offense established in its top gear right here early on.
That one splits the uprights. And the Seahawks will jump out to a 7-0 lead. On now is Dixon to kick this one away. And no return as this bounces through the end zone for a touchback. First and 10 now from the 30. Oh, look at this. Quick touch pass to the receiver. And he found some running room for a nice gain. Moving quickly, trying to get set again.
8 yards on the pickup. Brings up 2nd and 2.
Here's Breece Hall on the ground for the first time. And he's dropped just short of the marker, maybe a yard away. Offense in the hurry up here.
A gain of a yard. Brings up 3rd and 1.
Now movement as somebody goes early. And for the first time today, we're going to hear from our officials. So third down becomes much tougher for him as 3rd and 1 becomes 3rd and a much more difficult 6. The penalty makes this a 3rd and 6. Man in motion here. Throw on 3rd down. Chased out to his right. And he takes a shot near the marker, but it looks like he still has enough for that 1st down.
You know, that's one of those little mental Rolodex plays. Right before the snap, you know if the read isn't there, that option isn't there, you can use your legs to make the adjustment and go get the 1st down.
To the air now on 1st and 10. This one falls incomplete.
You hear defensive coaches on every practice field we're on preach not giving up the big play, especially at the NFL level. They'll need to stay vigilant because they're definitely going to use that receiver to take the lid off this defense again.
So after the incompletion, here comes the 2nd down call. Receiver in motion going left. They give on 2nd to Hall. And that hit stops him in his tracks. No gain on the play, and they still need 10 now on 3rd down.
These big D tackles in this league, they love weaponizing their size right in the middle of the field. It is so hard to clear lane against them. And once he got his paw on him, it was dead on arrival.
This drive in jeopardy. Here's a 3rd and 10. Out of the gun, they'll look to throw. That's caught for the 1st. And he's taken down directly on that 43-yard line. Working quickly here.
A gain of 15 yards. That's good for a Jets.
Now they'll throw out of the gun. And he's not going to get something done. They take him down. So that's how our first half's going to end. A momentum-building play for their defense.
Jets, nothing.
Time for the 2nd quarter of play. It's Jets football. They have 2nd and pretty long here. We've got a fumble pretty close to midfield. And the Seahawks pick it up. And they limit the damage on the return, but it is still a turnover.
Those defenders see the QB keep the ball, Kate. They're hoping they can get a hit on him before he gives himself up. He got there in time, took full advantage, even hitting him hard enough to jar that ball loose.
Football on that 47-yard line, 1st down. Throwing now, following the turnover. Taken in by Noah Fant. And he's able to take this one down to the 25. They managed 22 on the rip and a 1st down.
I love throwing on 1st down. And when you see a 1st down pass just like that, it's taking advantage of a matchup you plan for, and you go out and execute.
And they've got themselves another 1st and 10. Walker now from the gun. And he's tackled after gaining a handful. A nice 6-yard pickup. They're going to have 2nd and 4. They're throwing it. This one is hit by a defender and winds up incomplete.
You know, most pass rushers really don't get enough credit for how well they read those quarterbacks. As he was fighting his blocker, kept his eyes on the ball, and he timed it perfectly to get a hand up in the throwing lane and force the incompletion.
He's got a man left. And he's brought down a little short. No, actually they do give him the 10-yard line. A nice gain of 8 there, and that brings them to 1st and goal. inside give to Walker. Is in. Touchdown, Seattle. The Seahawks take a 13-0 lead. Kenneth Walker, the touchdown. Well, he found himself some space to work, and from there, all athleticism as he made his way in for 6.
You know, you run the ball down in the red zone, Kate, you're not always thinking touchdowns, right? Space is so hard to come by. But you're exactly right. His athleticism, his explosion, his speed, it puts 6 on the board for the offense.
On now is Dixon to kick this one away. And the kickoff is into and then out of the end zone. Touchback. This drive starting from the 30. They're out and set. 1st and 10. They'll come out throwing. Pocket isn't holding up. They're able to drop it. A dose of the hurry-up offense here. Trying again, following the sack. He's on the move. And he just got it away before the hit, but the pass winds up incomplete. It's going to be 3rd down.
You know, so often we talk about speed offensively, right? We love receivers that can run. Well, that was a perfect example of how speed kills you defensively. A hurried throw, almost an interception. And that wasn't until after they almost brought him down behind the line for a sack. Speed's the difference.
Here he is on 3rd and long. And he can't escape. They drop him to the turf. Got a flag down, though, from early indications. I think this might be on the offense. First and 10 for him now, following the penalty. Dropping back to throw. Too much lead on that throw. That falls incomplete ahead of his target. Garrett Wilson, the intended receiver. So that brings up 2nd down.
You hear defensive coaches preach this all the time about not giving up the big play. Keep everything in front of you. They're going to need to stay vigilant because he's definitely a receiver who can take the lid off of a defense.
2nd and 10 now. Has him on the quick hitter. And he gets leveled just before he reaches the marker, and that hit prevents a 1st down.
That's a gain of 8. Brings up 3rd and 2.
Here he is to throw on 3rd and 2. Escapes the pocket. Defender arrives right as the ball does, and the hit knocks it free. Incomplete.
I think that was a throw, Kate, that just came a little bit too late. What it did is it gave that defense time to come up and deliver a pop and knock the ball loose before he could secure it fully.
Defense coming off that incompletion needs one more stop here on 4th. They're going for this. Flushed out of the pocket. Into a crowd, and a defender comes up with it. And the Seahawks will take over as he records his 1st interception of our season. The 4th down call ends in a defensive highlight as he picks off the throw and gets his guys off the field.
You know, one way or another, it looked like they were going to get off the field that time, but it's so much sweeter as a defense to run off that field holding the ball. So many defensive coaches in this league preach it. It's all about the ball. It's all about the ball. It's all about the ball.
There it is. Touchdown, Seattle. The Seahawks pick it off and get points on the ensuing drive. You love seeing a tight end get the chance to show off those wheels, right? And in the best of cases, he can rumble the whole way home.
Kate, think of getting somebody with that type of mass rolling at full speed. Who's really going to want to stand in the way, wants to stop him anyhow? The answer, nobody.
That one right down the middle. And the Seahawks stretch their lead to 21.
Michael Dixon, the kickoff for Seattle.
On now is Dixon to kick this one away. And that one bounces through the end zone for a touchback. First and 10 now from the 30. Running back sent in motion. Trying to shake off the interception. He's looking to throw. That's caught. It's Breece Hall. And they finally bring him down, but that is a big gain and a new set of downs. From midfield now. Got to him right as he threw it, and it falls to the ground.
This is why we hear about closing speed so often when you evaluate players. You know, once he senses the pressure, he's getting rid of that ball. It takes a player who can close quickly to get to him before it's released and alter that throw.
This one is tipped away and incomplete. Good positioning to make a play on it. That forces third down.
Well, that's like a good peanut butter and jelly sandwich. Takes both to make it work. And defensively, you've got to have that pressure up front. That's peanut butter. And then you'd like to have some jelly. And that was almost a huge play with an interception.
To the air, third and long. Makes the grab in bounds, left side. It's a gain of 22. And it'll give the Jets a first down.
This entire play, Kate, depends on how well he can separate from his man. You get man-to-man coverage, it's really about two things: separation and trust. Because QBs want to throw it before he breaks. That's the trust. And then they got to believe that that separation can create the big play down the field.
Throwing from the gun. Hall there to haul it in. And they have this well into the red zone now at the 15. Offense up to the line fast. First down from the red zone. Hauled in left side. And he'll be taken down at the last possible moment. He's at the 1. Moving quickly, trying to get set again. Shotgun snap, they're going to throw. Able to hit Hall, complete. And he won't salvage that. It's a loss on the play.
Brings up second and goal at the 5-yard line.
After the loss, it's second and goal from the 5. Putting the tight end in motion. They are throwing it again. Forced out to his right. The shot to the end zone is incomplete.
You know, as you can see here, things broke down a little bit. He tried to find a connection, but he just could not get on the same page. I'll tell you what I do like about that throw, though. He didn't risk an interception, and he put it out of bounds instead.
And he hauls it in for the New York touchdown. The Jets chop some of the lead off before the half. Evan McPherson on to try the extra point. The point after splits the uprights. And the Jets get it back to a 14-point game. Here's McPherson on to handle the kickoff. Return starts at the 3. And a decent return ends as they bring him down inside the 30. They'll get this drive started. First and 10. Throwing now from the gun. Ooh, he got hit as he was throwing, and unsurprisingly, it falls incomplete. Second down coming up.
Well, that's one you chalk up to the pressure earning that incompletion. They came in before he could find a target, hit him, altered that last-second attempt to get rid of it.
No dice on that prior pass. Here's second down. Throwing from the gun here. Pocket isn't holding up. They're able to drop it. The Jets take their first time out. They'll have 2 left to work with before halftime.
That sure ended up being worst-case scenario. Pass rush just kept coming and bearing down, and he was looking for an escape that wasn't there. It's just one of those plays in hindsight, Kate, where you really got to understand I got to cut bait, cut my losses, and avoid such a negative play.
Catch is made down the right sideline. Give him 24 on that play. And the Seahawks will have a first down.
You know, Kate, years ago, my old high school receiver and I got together for a football camp. I could still close my eyes and throw him that slant. We've done it millions of times. You get a QB receiver connection like that, it's dynamite.
That one is incomplete. Couldn't hang on through the contact. DK Metcalf, the intended receiver. So it'll be second down.
You know, that was almost a nice chunk play before he was able to recover and provide the hit that dislodges the football. You like to see that physical edge and scrappiness to contest any kind of shot plays deep.
An all-around tough play for him. He took a shot on the release, and it definitely affected the throw. It's incomplete.
Well, he needed another second to deliver the throw he wanted to. You got to give a lot of credit that time, Kate, to the pass rush for getting in and forcing him to dish it before he was ready.
They're going to throw it on third and long. He finds Smith and Jigba right side. And he has it up towards midfield before he's taken down at the 47.
You can earn your money in the NFL in all sorts of different ways, but defensively, in a league where you're just not hitting as much in training camp, you're not tackling as much as they got to in the old days, when you can make a play in the open field, keep them short like that, I promise you some money will follow.
And no chance at a return. He wisely angled it for the sideline and got it down to the 12 before going out. They've got first and 10, Brock, but time for maybe 2 plays at most if they even want to try anything. They'll empty the backfield and motion him out. Looking to throw. And this one falls incomplete, so we're down to 4 seconds, and we'd assume our final snap.
That is a DB's best friend, pressure. That pressure earned that incompletion. They came in before he could find a target and hit him to alter that last-second attempt to get rid of it.
Looking to throw. Pocket isn't holding up. They're able to drop him. Just before halftime, we get a timeout. Take it. All right, this is going to be the play that takes us to halftime. Third down give to Hall. And he could not break beyond the line, so that's how our half's going to end. That brings us to halftime. We'll get a break as our teams make their adjustments and then return with more of the NFL on EA Sports in just a little bit. Back from the break, I'm Kate Scott, joined by Brock Huard, and we are just moments away from the beginning of our second half. On now is Dixon to kick this one away. And we'll have to wait at least a few moments longer for an exciting start to this second half. We've got a touchback. First and 10 now from the 30. Fakes the handoff, now to throw. They left him wide open. It's complete. And a massive hit at the end of that play. Oh, baby. But he hangs on through it. Still able to get that first down.
You know, Kate, you'll find teams go to this crossing route concept sometimes a dozen times a game. And a lot of times it's for shorter yardage, but sometimes things break in the right coverage for a much bigger impact play, just like that.
And what a hit there. Alex, she faced the press for moving the chains that time. Offense in the hurry up here.
That's good for a Jets.
Back now, pressure on its way. That one's incomplete. Had the connection, but some stone hands got in the way there.
Well covered on that play. Really not a large window for him to sneak that throw in.
Couldn't connect on first. It's second down. Shotgun snap, looking to throw. Fits it through the middle. And that's a huge hit there, but he's still able to power through enough for a first and goal.
I'm sure, Coach, the play caller doesn't mind making the job a little bit easier. You know, play calling's a lot simpler and easier when you count on the offense to move the chains on those early downs.
Is in. Touchdown, New York. The Jets cutting to the lead coming out of halftime. Breece Hall with the touchdown. Point after, up and good by McPherson. And the Jets chop the lead in half. It's down to 7. And just like that, we're back to a one-possession ball game as the kickoff is away. Here's a return from the 7. And pretty solid field position starting out here, Brock. He's tackled at the 29. Offense ready to begin this drive. First and 10. Running is Walker. He'll work it a couple of yards past the line. That tackle made by Tremaine Edmonds. Only 2 yards, and it brings up 2nd and 8.
Okay, that's a run that's ho-hum on the stat sheet, but if you see a bigger play on the ground later on, it'll largely be because of a play just like that one, softening up the front and opening the door for a bigger gap in the future.
From the 31. Toward the sideline, and he's got it. And he takes it in. Touchdown, Seattle! The Seahawks push their lead further to start the half. I should know this by now, Brock. I don't know if you're a Broadway guy, but there's a lot of names that belong on the playbill for this lead we've got here. But his name belongs on the marquee as he brings in his 2nd touchdown grab.
Yeah, a bunch of contributors all throughout this roster. No, not a Broadway guy. And with 2 scores now, it's what, a 2-score game? Yep. Easy to see he's been one of the key actors throughout.
Appreciate the honesty. And it bounces out of the end zone, so they'll set up shop at the 30. And the drive will start out with a 1st and 10. They'll start this one out with Hall. Free up the middle. It's a breakaway. He will go. Touchdown, New York. The Jets shrinking the lead some in the 3rd. Breece Hall with the touchdown. Extra point added on by McPherson. And the Jets chop the lead in half. It's down to 7. And just like that, we're back to a one-possession ball game as the kickoff is away. Kickoff taken at the 3. He stopped on the return at the 27.
The Seahawks take over 1st and 10 at their own 27-yard line.
Drive starts out with a 1st and 10. On the carry, it's Walker. He's pushed straight ahead, and that's maybe a yard at most. That was Jermaine Johnson there to make the play. Manages just a yard on 1st down. Now it's going to be 2nd and 9.
Okay, this is why you got to be careful to just run it always on 1st down. You got to break your tendencies. The casual fan, well, that casual fan knew what was coming, but more importantly, this defensive front did too.
Motioning him from the slot right. Here we go, 2nd and 9. He's throwing deep to the left. Wow, his first real mistake. That's intercepted. Picked off by DJ Reed. And the Jets will take over as he records his first interception of our season. Well, I know I don't need to tell you, partner, but if you're going to try to get aggressive, really push a throw downfield like that, you have to be smart about how you do it.
Yeah, that is spot on, Kate. If you've got to find that spot when you know the coverage won't be able to hold up, especially as you go 20, 30, 40 yards down the field. Hey, listen, these defenders in the league today, you throw a ball deep down the field like that, it turns into a 50-50 ball. More times than not, they can make a play and take it away just as they did.
And the hit stops him cold. Wow, he maybe got back to the line. Call it no gain on that run, and they face 2nd and 10.
I know these D-ends love to get to the quarterback. I know that sacks many times equals a bigger payday, but doing the dirty work, playing the run well, that's what the best of the ends do in this league.
Completed over the middle. And he'll be brought down at about the 29. It's a great pickup, 16 yards, and now they've got first down.
I think my favorite part was the magic he worked after the catch. The way he took the completion and made so much more out of it by adding all the extra yardage.
And the defense is all over this one for a big loss.
That offensive line and that O-line coach got to look at those pictures and figure something out, because you cannot let a defensive tackle defeat your block at the point of attack, or you're going to get a negative run time after time.
Offense to the line for 2nd down. Motioning the tight end now. 2nd and 13. This finds Likely. And he's caught after a gain of about 2. Tackled there by Jerome Baker.
He's just one of those guys, Kate. Even when he's not open, he's still a target thanks to that physicality and his ability to just play bully ball. They don't like forcing into coverage, but sometimes when you got a bully like him that can create space, you just find a way to get him the ball.
Throwing on 3rd and long. On the move, headed right. That's to the sideline. It's a catch by Williams. They rip off a big chunk of field and sets him up with 1st and goal.
You're not going to last long in the National Football League if you don't convert a good chunk of your 3rd downs. Nice find there to continue the series.
Working inside the red zone. Looking for... And he's hit and dropped. So that's going to bring an end to our 3rd... Second and goal, backed all the way up to the 14 here. Slot man in motion right. Another try following the sack. They're on him again, and he goes down again. And they're headed in reverse after that sack.
Kate, you just know as a quarterback there's situations where you're going to gain the trust of the play caller or quickly lose it. And when you take back-to-back sacks, you've lost the trust of your coordinator. And now on 3rd down, well, you better do all you can to regain it.
Third and long for him here. He's in trouble, and they bring him down again. Good pressure from the defense there has them trending in the wrong direction. Big moment coming up for Evan McPherson on this attempt. This is going to be a 46-yarder. Kicked well, and this is good! And that brings things a little closer here late.
Such a perfect example of a kicker just doing his job. And now it's incumbent upon that defense to give him and their offense another shot.
The Jets take their first time out. May still have 2 to work with in this final quarter. We've got a good one here. They've cut the lead to 4 as they send it away. Returning it from the 4. He stopped on the return at the 27.
The Seahawks take over first and 10 at their own 27-yard line.
They're out and set, first and 10. They send the tight end in motion. They'll go with Walker on the counter. And he's brought down by a collective effort there, only 1 yard on the carry.
These are the kind of runs, Kate, that just soften up a defense. Keep working on them, keep working on them. And eventually you're going to break one of those counters for even bigger yardage.
They'll come to the line here, 2nd and 9. Running with Walker again. And he got it real close, but stopped just about a yard or so shy of that first down.
Well, that doesn't net a first down. You get yards like that in the run game, you will take it in the NFL.
3rd down, 1 yard to go. Staying with Walker. And they've got him behind the line for a big loss.
It's after plays like these, Kate, I love to study the body language. What is that offense doing after getting stuffed inside on a run like that? And more importantly, how much does it energize that defense?
Punt team is on now, and they get this away. And a well-placed kick here. Not quite on the goal line, but they're pinned deep at their own 10. They'll get this drive started. 1st and 10. Throwing now off play action. He rolls to his right. Hits him on the out route. And he's out of bounds, approaching his own 20.
When you see play action, do all you can to get your eyes to the tight end, because that's their bread and butter. That play action gives him time off the line, helps chip a rusher, or even helps sell that fake. And then when he releases, he gets out, he gets some leverage. He gets to that edge before the defender can cover him.
It's a gain of 4 there, and it's good enough for a New York first down.
That's certainly a spot where you could be more aggressive, Kate, if you wanted to take your shots. And some coaches, even the bolder ones, will take the safe play first when they get it from time to time. No 3rd down required now.
Back to pass on 1st and 10. Finds him over the middle. And he'll take it up to the 30 before being brought down. Working quickly here. From the 30 on 2nd down. Reed's got it. And he'll get it out to the 34 before he's tracked down. So we're down to the 2-minute warning here from New York. Jets needing 4 points. Here's 1st and 10 from the 34. Reed will go in motion right. To throw here on 1st down. Flush down out to his left. He can run it. Jukes one defender. And they'll take him down at the 43-yard line. Jets moving quickly, trying to get the offense set. Here he is to throw. Put the body on the line for his team. And he's taken down directly on that 43-yard line. They'll get 14 yards and a new set of downs.
Boy, they sure found the right route at the right time to hit the soft spot in that coverage. And that slant, it goes for big yardage.
He'll look to throw it. Try and push it deep downfield. He's got it inside the 10. And he has it down to the 8-yard line on the play. The Seahawks calling for a timeout. So they're 1st and 3. And they still have 2 available for them as we approach the end of this game. Gotta think this is 4-down territory, Brock, as they come up here, 1st and goal. They'll run here, it's Hall. And they're able to grind him to a halt after a pickup of 4. Now Seattle gonna call its 2nd timeout. Still 1 more in their pocket to use.
Hey, I get it on 1st and goal, right? A lot of teams like to be conservative and limit risk. Even if a run is stopped short, you still got 2, sometimes 3 downs to play with.
So from the 3, here's 2nd and goal. Back to throw. That one's incomplete in the end zone. Took his shot at 6 that time. And that brings up 3rd and goal. A close game is going to stay close, Brock, so long as plays like that are being made in big situations.
Yeah, in these tight games, you've got to have your defense making plays just like that in the red zone. Here we got a defender in particular coming through with a big hit to keep points off the board.
They've held him out twice. Here we go, 3rd and goal. To throw. Almost had 6, but can't find him in the end zone. Incomplete. Tough to blame him for that drop, Brock. Even if it would have been a touchdown, that was a great effort defensively, timing that hit, keeping them from hitting the end zone.
Reaction and burst. You get in the red zone defensively, you'll hear it all the time. You cannot wait. You've got to react, and then you got to burst. And that defender does a tremendous job of breaking that pass up with contact.
They'll run for it with Hall. And he will score and give them the lead in the final minute. Well, they took a gamble, and it paid off with a touchdown on 4th and goal.
And to do it on the ground at that's a confidence builder. Confidence builder for the big guys up front. Confidence builder for the running back to win at the line of scrimmage. And frankly, Kate, a confidence builder for this fan base that loves coaches being aggressive and going for it on 4th down.
Here's McPherson on to handle the kickoff. And no return as this bounces through the end zone for a touchback. First and 10 now from the 30. Setting up to pass. He had it for a moment, but a great defensive play to jar it loose. Incomplete. Well-timed strike by that defender to knock it free. And that'll bring up 2nd down. So they opt for the shorter pass later in the progression on that play, Brock, but man, the defense took that away too.
Well, what they tell us yesterday in those production meetings, nothing comes easy. No easy completions from shots down the field to those checkdowns to the running back. Wanted to make this offense earn everything. They just did.
2nd and 10 now. A bit of desperation on this deep shot. That's grabbed inside the 30. And he will score and give him the lead in the final minute. So what a finish this is shaping up to be. The late touchdown here, Brock, moves them in front.
And week to week, what a pleasure it is for us to call these games. We never know what kind of game we're going to get. This one's been everything you could have wanted. And now, even though they've taken the lead, there's still enough time on that other sideline for them to go mount a response.
And it's good, so they take the lead, and the extra point buys them some breathing room. A field goal does not tie it now. On now is Dixon to kick this one away. And the kickoff is into and then out of the end zone. Touchback. This drive started from the 30. Offense ready to begin this drive. 1st and 10. They kick the running back in motion. Made the throw as he was getting hit, Brock, and it's incomplete. Garrett Wilson, the intended receiver. So it's 2nd down coming up.
And this is why scouts talk about a player's closing speed, Kate. You know, once he senses the pressure, he's getting rid of that ball. It takes a player who can close quickly to get to him before it's released. And that sure altered the throw.
So after the incompletion, here comes the second down call. Here's a throw. Try and push it deep downfield. And he's there to send that one away, incomplete. Target that time, Jayden Reed. And that's going to leave him with a tough 3rd and long.
How many times do defenders hear from their coaches, read and react, read and react? You got to read where the quarterback's eyes are going, and more importantly, you got to react as he begins to throw and knock that ball away.
So after that prior incompletion, we've got 3rd down. Throwing now. He's got it to him yet again, and that one is caught. And he's brought down after a nice gain and a 1st down.
You know, they call that the money down for a reason, because you're just simply not going to last long in the NFL if you don't convert a good portion of your 3rd downs. It's the money down. And nice to see them roll the dice and continue the series.
Looking for a target. Now they force him out left. And he made a bid for midfield there, but stopped on his own side at the 49.
It's one of those situations, not much to be had there, no matter what he did with the ball. Even if he scraped a positive gain out of it, that's still a win and a confidence builder for this defense. On 2nd and 9. He's got it to him yet again. That is caught. Hey, Kate, do you remember when these were ultra rare? Like, only a few players could pull in a one-hander in a game. Now you see receivers practicing one-handed catches. They're becoming almost commonplace, but it still doesn't take away from being one incredible catch.
One final shot here. Escapes out to them. And this time they're going to get there, and they drop him. So the Seahawks take this one on the road. And there was no easy enough. It took some white knuckling until the very end, but their defense carried that small lead through to the finish line.